Hey guys, welcome to our review of Good Boy. Good Boy, Good Boy. This is a supernatural horror film directed by Ben Lowenberg and written by Ben Lowenberg and Alex Cannon, and apparently it's his dog, Indy, in the film. And it took him over 3 years to film it, as, you know, he's filming bits and pieces at a time so that, you know, the dog has time to rest and not get too freaked out and everything. And if you don't know what Good Boy is, it is a horror film that is almost completely from the perspective of a dog. Look, I like doggies, I like horror, and I was like, I need to go see this because I love...
Never heard of it.
You didn't even hear of it?
Nope.
Yeah, I didn't see a single. I saw like one trailer on YouTube, and I was like, all right, I want to check this out because I'm into it. Yeah, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go to Good Boy, and I'm gonna get like. There was some. Let me say this. There was a PSA trailer that said, with regards to the fate of Good Boy. This is before the film even came out. They wanted to let people know ahead of time, and I didn't want to watch it. You know what I mean? Because they're probably telling people, hey, don't worry. You could still see this film. The dog doesn't get harmed. If you're sensitive about, you know, animals being harmed and stuff, don't worry about it, is what I assume that the fate in the trailer is. Because I'm like that too. If a fucking dog gets killed or a fucking cat gets killed or animals in a horror film, I'm like, fuck you. Fuck your whole film. I hate you.
That's what I was pissed off with The Conjuring, the last, right?
Yes.
I was like, I don't give a fuck. As soon as it goes touch the dog,
no, I'm fucking.
Fucking
You
pure
can
evil.
happen, but your horror film has to be legendary. It has to be the top of the top. Otherwise, it just feels like exploitation. So I was worried that this film might feel a little bit exploitative, since the entire film is about putting like the dog in danger. But the premise is the dog is there to protect his owner, and on the concept is, hey, you know, your dog, how it kind of barks at things that aren't there, or, you know, staring in a corner. You know, what if your dog can actually see other things and see into the other world and see the supernatural, and he's protecting you? And so I was like, I gotta go see this. You know, it's very unique. And so I expected kind of a feel-good story by the end with a film called Good Boy. Well, I'm fucking pissed off. I'm sorry, I'm fucking pissed off. I went on Rotten Tomatoes. Apparently, everybody likes it. So you got 91% critics, 89% audience. It's really fucking high. But I was pissed when I walked out. I'm like, what the fuck? What was the point in that? And I can't say any more without spoilers. But just know it didn't end how I wanted it to end. And I was like, if there's going to be a feel-good film, and if you are going to use, you know, cute animals and things like that, it would be cool if we can have a hero story. But they went with something far more artsy, far more realistic, but then not, because I'll tell you about it in spoilers, and far more kind of grounded. And I guess I just wasn't expecting that. And by the end, I was like, what? Fuck. You wasted my fucking time. That's how I felt about Good Boy. Even though I can tell that, you know, the filmmaking involved is good. There were a lot of boring parts. There were a lot of repetition. I get it. The dog's looking at something, but then the next thing the dog is looking at something, and then the next thing the dog is looking at something. And it does ramp up in the third act. It does get legitimately.
I thought it was going to be one of those slow burn things.
Yeah.
But.
And it was, for me, it was spinning its wheels in the second act, doing a lot there. So that's my opinion on Good Boy. What did you guys... And honestly, the only person that owns an animal amongst us is Alex. Well, you have a turtle, right? No turtle?
Just moose.
Just moose?
Yeah.
Alex is an actual dog owner.
About to get another one, too.
My dog named Bunny, she passed away, and I haven't gotten a dog. In the first act, I was like, I'm buying a dog. I mean, so I'm sure dog adoptions are going to go up after this film, because this dog was amazing. Let me just say that. I forgot to say that. The fucking dog in the film is fucking amazing. He's the best fucking actor. I'm like, goddamn, this is the Oscar-worthy. If dogs were given out,
There are dog awards.
if there are dog awards, this dog would win.
So you're saying
right,
I can bring
right.
Moose into the office now,
I was
right?
gonna say
That's what
right before
Yes.
Airbud. Airbud is
Nope,
legendary.
no,
Airbud.
no.
He was playing basketball.
Talk about Jordan.
Football.
This is Jordan of dog performances.
I don't know.
Because I love this dog. But that's why I was disappointed, because I wanted to give this dog the payoff. I wanted to give this dog the ending he deserved.
Best thing I liked was the dog. He was a great actor. I liked some of the shots they used. There was some tension in certain scenes. I did like that. But that was honestly the best thing about this movie. I did not like the script. It was pretty boring. I didn't really care about the main actor, Todd.
In fact, Todd was kind of an asshole to his dog, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Asshole.
It comes with, the trauma or whatever. We'll talk about that in spoilers. But other than that, like you said, it was pretty fucking boring. I was bored a lot. So, yeah, there's some good scenes with the dog and stuff, but
I think we could say that he has an illness.
yeah.
Todd has an illness.
Yeah. This is going to be on Shudder. So if
Oh,
you
yeah,
want to
yeah,
check
I
it
saw
out,
a
you should.
logo.
Yeah, it's like you just wait for it to stream.
You
Cause
could wait.
Yeah, I would not go out and see this in the movie theater. I think it's a waste of your money. Just throw this on in the background because it fell flat.
Yeah, I think the concept was amazing. I think the shots that he got from a dog were absolutely incredible. I love this dog. It's so adorable.
Yeah.
There's so much potential here, and I was so excited up until probably the third way through the movie, because they set up some really, really cool things. You get all of the things that you're going to think about, because like you do have cats. Any animal is going to be like, what's that? And you're like, why are you staring at the corner, you fucking weirdo? And then they're staring at a weird thing. And so like they really play with that, and it's really cool. And then that's what this movie has. And so they just do it over and over and over again, and it's kind of a one-trick thing. And then the first time we see a glimpse of the supernatural, it doesn't look good at all. Like it looks... Well, I mean, a real glimpse, because there's things that you kind of see kind of in the peripheral, like you think sees in the shadow. That all looks kind of cool. We actually do get a kind of a goodish look like halfway through. I'm like, oh, this sucks. That looks awful. And well, I don't want to, but like you see kind of an entity, and it's I don't like that. Like, what is this? And then we kind of get this. We don't know what's happening. We don't know what anything is until the very end of the movie. And then the second it ends, it's not as impactful, and it makes you think back to all of the other things and go, none of this other stuff makes any sense. If this is the direction that if you were gonna end here, why did any of Act 2 happen the way that Act 2 happened? And so. It's not one of those movies where it really makes you think, and you don't know what it could be. And
if you think about it, it falls apart.
You want to talk about it more, and it's like, that's a sign of a good piece of art. It's like, no, I'm actually frustrated that I think you really fucked up here, and your movie doesn't make any sense, and so I don't like it, and I just don't want to talk about it anymore. So I think, again, kudos to this guy. He got some incredible, trying to get a dog to do goddamn anything. And so, like, this dog is awesome. Shots are really cool.
Yes.
Amazing concept. Did nothing with the concept outside of what we get in like the first 10 minutes of the movie.
Yes.
And then it just kind of shits the bed at the end. And happy Friday.
God darn it. Okay. It's good to hear the boys kind of feel the same way that I do.
Frack or frig.
Yes.
Oh,
wait.
right.
We're keeping
Our Xbox Angry Rant got demonetized, ad-limited, and fucking YouTube
tuck.
warning.
No more tuck.
What are the stats on this?
You said the F word 125 times. It was like 7.65 F words per minute.
It's pretty fast, rapid fire.
That's all.
The fuck limit was
we
exceeded.
exceeded. Yeah.
All right. Anyways,
So we're trying to use frig.
fugging.
And so look,
I wanted to test fugging.
If you're watching this video and you like any
Friggin'.
of the dumb stuff that we do, just make sure you're subscribed on
Yes.
YouTube. That stuff helps out because we get demonetized a lot because YouTube sucks. They'll show you ads with like weird anime women, but I'm not allowed to say darn.
Oh yeah, yeah. But yes, the dog. We want to praise the dog. We want to
Indy's
dog
the best.
Well, when I said they're animal lovers, obviously Mittens, and I catch Mittens looking at and doing dumb stuff, and Azzy is a huge fucking spaz. But
Orange cat.
as far as dogs go, I don't have a dog currently, but after the film, I kind of want a dog. So I guess that's the best thing I can say about the film, that it makes you want a dog and a doggie and a dogger. But I wanted to glorify the dog more. I wanted it to mean something. I wanted to have discussions afterwards. But if this was an allegory film, it failed in the allegory. If this was a supernatural film, then it's a wholly unsatisfying ending. If it's like a psychological... Well, no, that's it. There you go. Yeah. And what it does do well is the shots, composition, dog actor, and the dog is precious. And what's weird is at the end of the film, you make a choice. The dog, kind of has this choice kind of thing. Oh, I'll stop. But it's disappointing what happens. And it's confusing. And it's like a... No, I can't say that either. Okay, I'll skip that. We'll talk about it in the spoilers. Yeah. But there is another scene at the end of the film that's a part of the film where the filmmaker himself introduces himself to the audience before you leave the theater. And it's like, this is the dog. This is my dog, actually. And I'm the director. So the main guy, Todd, is the fucking guy, is the director. At least I think it was. He looks exactly like him. So, and then he proceeds to kind of take all the magic away. And I hated that too. And he kind of, explained how he got all of these shots and this and that. And I'm not sure why it's here. Is it for animal lovers that were worried that you're putting too many hours into the, but let the piece of art live on its own. And in that world, don't tell me he's an actor. Tell me he's a fucking dog that protected his owner and shit. So I don't know. I didn't like that. That should have been on the DVD. Because I was already upset with the ending. Anymore. Yeah, I was already upset with the ending, and then you pile on with, "Oh, this is why I did it," and it's like, "Well, you did it wrong. You fucked it up. You wasted my day." And now we don't really. This was a unique opportunity to have the dog the main character and have it work, and it does, but it feels like for no reason.
Yeah.
All right, let's go with final verdicts. I'll go first.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes, I'll go first. I think I'm between a 5 or a 6. 6 for the film, being technically sound. It looks good. It sounds good. The good soundtrack, the fucking sound intention, the goddamn generator fucking running, and the dogs whining, and it does create an emotional You're cheating a little bit by using animals, but still it does create an emotional response. I think it was technically shot well. It's just I did not, and I was on this. I was aboard the film the whole way. Even the boring parts where it's kind of repeating the dog's looking at something, nothing happens. The dog doesn't really alert the owner yet because it's still there. I was in it. But then when you get to that end and you find out that, I was like, well, but then that doesn't make sense. So it falls apart. And that's why I'm going to go with a... because it feels like I'm giving the rating to the dog. See, you're cheating. You're a damn cheat. No, I'm going 5 out of 10. I don't fucking care. And all 5 points go to Indy, the doggie. Because he is a good boy. Very good boy.
I'm going to go with a 4. I think it's below average. I did like the best part, the dog. These scenes have some nice atmosphere. I did like the tensions that it did have certain times. But again, with the repetition and the story, you kind of don't really care. And then you come to find out at the end, that's kind of where the direction they went.
God, man.
And I was hoping they would, pick one.
And we will tell you in spoilers how I think it could have been way more effective and how I was hoping that it would end and how I think it would have fit the themes actually much better.
Yeah. So, yeah. 4.
I think we'll go with a 5. I really did enjoy quite a bit of the movie. I didn't see much about this or anything about this. I only found out that we were going this morning. And then I get there, I was like, oh, this sounds like a really cool concept. And
we're going to try to give you a movie review every week if we can.
And so it's like, this was it had a really good start. But then it kind of reveals itself kind of like of a monster thing, and it didn't really do a very good job with the monster thing. There's hints at a better movie constantly throughout this movie, and then once it ends, it's like, wait a minute, all that other stuff you were hinting at, I think is a better movie than what we got here, and like there could have been cooler stuff. And so I was really let down at the end.
Yeah.
10 out of 10 points for the doggo, 5 out of 10 points for the movie.
I forgot to say at the beginning, I was like, I wanted to go either the Smashing Machine, which has got so much goddamn marketing. Me, Alex, and Joe have seen that fucking trailer like 57 times.
I don't need to see The Rock paying a bunch of money to try to win an Oscar, to try to turn around his kind of poor reputation for like being late to set all the time. And I get it. He wants to be remembered. And congratulations, you have hundreds of millions of dollars. Go somewhere else. I don't want to watch your shit.
I felt the same way. And then plus I was like, I like horror, I like doggies, and I can't wait for the ending where the doggie does it. All right. So maybe I should have gone to the Smashing Machine instead. Or we could have done one battle after another. That's one that we missed last week. I had to do the Borderlands review, and that film here is like 2.5, 2:45, 3 hours. It'll probably eventually get watched. So thank you. That's going to be it. 5 out of 10, 5 out of 10, 4 out of 10. And we can go into spoilers to let you know exactly why we felt that way, which is much different from the Rotten Tomatoes rating. So I guess we're going to get raked over the coals and accused that we hate dogs. No, we love dogs, and fuck you. All right. Anyways, see you in the spoilers. Hey, welcome to the fucking spoiler section. Yeah, like I wanted to go to Good Boy to see. Go ahead.
No, I mean, go ahead.
I wanted to go to Good Boy, and I wanted to see the Good Boy win. I wanted to see a victory. I wanted to see the dog take on this supernatural entity, rescue his owner, because I like the mythos and lore of dogs being able to see things that we can't see. And this film ruins that. It says, dogs can see things we can't see, but they can't do shit about it. Yeah, that's a more realistic story. That's a kind of a fucking, good, artsy fartsy, but it's not satisfying.
Yeah.
And if this was an allegory where, look, the man has cancer, okay? The dog owner gets cancer, and he doesn't want to tell anybody. He doesn't want to let people know he's suffering. He doesn't want outside help, and the dog is by his side, loyal, and it's not really a supernatural entity. It's this battle with death coming for him to take him away, and the dog is battling against death, and a dog cannot defeat death because within the supernatural world, dogs' power much lower than death. That's still fucking stupid.
Well, and it also doesn't
then why did they go exactly?
It constantly attacks the dog and stuff.
Why
so
does
it's
it
like,
attack the dog?
If this is like the death thing that's coming after this guy because he's so close, to dying, and like all this stuff is happening, then why is it disappears the dog and like drags it under the earth for like an entire day and then attacks? Like we
got no resolution.
There's all sorts of crazy shit, and then there's a time where they're walking through the family cemetery, and he's like, "Yeah, my family all dies super young." And I was like, "Oh, cool, we're gonna have like the curse, a family curse or something," and like.
They drop it.
And they completely, and it's like red herrings, but the red herrings are more interesting than what you gave me.
A creepy old man shows up in hunter's gear, and I'm like, holy fuck.
I thought they were going to do something in the field or in the forest. He's like, hey, careful, there's traps. The traps
do pay off, Joe, at the end.
Yeah.
And it grabs the dog for a pointless fucking bit.
Yeah, I thought they were going to do more
with it. So you
fucked
that up, too.
Yeah.
You fucked up the hunter. You fucked up the traps. You fucked up the cemetery. You fucked up the curse. You fucked up the entity. I did like some shots where the entity would be there, but then not there, and then half there and half not there. That was cool.
Because I thought it was going to be something with his grandpa as well, because he's like, well, he died here at the house.
He's got a bunch of tapes.
Yeah.
They're watching all these tapes, and his grandpa has a dog, too. And it turns, and I like this part, and I wish this would have went somewhere, where the dog that his grandpa owned shows up as a ghost. So what are you talking about? About this is allegory and this and that. What the fuck with that? Fuck no. Anyway, Bandit, I call him Bandit because he's wearing a little fucking bandana thing, and he guides the other dog to certain areas. There's one point the dog gets thrown out of the house and cannot help his owner, And it turns out this lock, I mean, the dogs don't have opposable thumbs, so he can't open the basement cellar, but somehow the basement cellar was open. And when you look in the basement cellar, there's a skeleton of the dead dog. So I guess his spirit blew the fucking doors open off screen.
Yeah, I mean, there's like
And I
this.
was like, but is that a good thing or a bad thing? Why show the skeleton there? No, you just showed the shot of the dog alive walking around. You could have done that, and then that would be a positive, good ghost.
Well,
but when you put the skeleton there,
But because that also leads into a previous red herring where Indy finds Bandit's handkerchief
underneath.
bloody behind this thing, and he's looking, and there's all this crazy stuff, and then he gets attacked immediately, and then it wakes back up, and it's
What
like,
was that about?
And so it's like, is this evil ghost dog? Is it like, where did this come from? Like, what is? And so again, we're talking about it. We're like, oh, got you to talk about it. It's like, yeah, but it's like I'm talking about it.
I
because
want it
this
to make sense.
This is kind of dumb.
So I think he tried to have it both ways. He wanted it to be an allegory of a man battling with cancer and not having help in the outside. His sister's constantly calling him, hey, let me help you. He's, I don't need help, and I don't need you, and the dog, get out of here. And I was like, what a fucking asshole. I hope he dies. And then he dies.
Yeah.
And the dog is the good boy. The dog rests at, okay, here's the finale. The finale is the entity finally says, fuck this, grabs the fucking guy and drags him all the way to the basement, in which there's a fucking creepy cave
To
thing.
hell.
To hell.
Or
and
something.
then the dog just says, fuck it. And he jumps back into the house, or he runs from the basement, goes into the basement, and he stops there, and he's thinking, okay, and then he goes in. And then he drags out the owner. And there's the dog acting perfect.
Yeah.
The motions are perfect. There's only 2 moments in the film where you could tell they had to flub it, because it's a dog, doesn't have opposable thumbs. Once when the dog charges at his dog house, which is trying to kill him. And then once here, where he's dragging his owner out, it looks all kind of weird. They had to flub it a little bit. Anyway, he drags his owner out. The owner stands up. The death entity appears again. It's like, motherfucker, what you doing? And then
It's a guy covered in mud.
Yeah.
and then the guy covered in mud, and then it turns into the guy again. And then the guy is like, good boy, you can't save me, boy. You're a good dog.
You have to stay here.
You have to stay here. And then he dies. Then he goes back into the hole, but then the dog was staying at the hole, and I was like, oh, please don't let this be an ultra bad ending. You already have the bad ending. It could be a disastrous sad ending where the dog was just going to sit there forever.
Yeah, I
for
thought
the
it was
rest
going to
of
be the same
its
thing
life.
with the uncle or
and
with
die.
the grandpa died there,
Right.
and then his
I'd
dog
be so
died
mad.
right
Bandit
there.
starved to death in the
Yeah,
basement.
that's
So it's
what
like
I was thinking.
we know that happened. But I think what we're supposed to believe is the main guy killed himself. That's why he puts him outside, and you see all the medication that he did, and he's dead on the bed. So hopefully he sent a message to his sister like, "Hey, come pick up Indy," because he's not a dick.
Right, and so the sister does show up. Well, at one point they were like, she's like, I'm going to come over the weekend. He's like, when did I approve this? I didn't approve this. Apparently, she does show up on the weekend, and so then the dog goes from waiting for his owner to come out of the creepy hole to jumping into her arms, and then the end credits is the dog now adopted by the sister, going to live a happy life, just his head out. Dogs love to drive. And it's like, but the tone of this is off. So now the dog is happy, but he was fighting for his own. It's like, nah, fuck Todd, fuck all this, And Todd was kind of an asshole to the dog, and Todd was an idiot, killing himself. If that is the way you want to interpret it, which I mean, they showed the pills there
and
too,
stuff, yeah.
so it has to be that way.
And the entity started getting more aggressive after the pills and stuff. So I would assume so.
It's just why is it attacking the dog? And
Okay, so the explanation for that is, guys, you're missing the fact that what you said, that he is a dick and he's turning into a monster himself, and so he is the entity. So out in the woods, when the entity is attacking the dog, in the dog's mind, this is not my owner. This is a monster who has turned in. My owner has turned into a monster, but it's not really my owner because I'm loyal to the owner, and I'm going to hurt the dog or attack the dog. That's the only explanation I have for it. I'm sure the director is using that.
Again, this fucking dog was amazing. It was stuck upstairs. The door was closed. He's like, look, I see a fucking window. Jumped out the window.
Yeah.
Second story into the bush. Jumped back inside to save his owner.
The hero
I was like, all right,
moment.
this dog's amazing.
Yeah, and this dog deserved a happy ending, man. The happy ending
That's
of
the happy
saving his
ending.
owner
He is
from the
with the
entity.
sister
His
now.
owner realizes how stupid he's been and just embraces the dog, showers love on the dog, pets the dog. But no, in fact, there's a shot of the dog thinking it's finally safe and getting pets, and all of a sudden the monster's petting the dog, which kind of plays into what I've been maybe saying that it is that he's the monster.
But he's constantly seeing the monster when his dad's asleep too, so it's like
Yeah.
that's a great explanation for it. But like, there's constantly times where they're countered points to all of those other things, and so there's not a unified anything. There's no reveal that's like, oh, that's cool. It's like, all right.
And I get it. There's lots of films that play with allegory. The directors were like, I filmed it this way and this way and this way so that you can come up with your own interpretation. And it's just, I just don't think that this film needed that.
Sometimes that's a
It's a
cop
good
out.
boy.
It's a cop out if you don't have a good
Right.
idea, right?
Yeah.
Because like sometimes it's
You
like,
have a
wow,
high concept, but you don't have a like
The right
the skill
right story.
to realize the potential of it. And it's like, oh, I'm gonna let you choose. It's like, you didn't have a good enough idea, so no.
Yeah, so I guess, yeah. So the thing that doesn't make sense is the fucking bandit. What do you
Dog
call
ghost.
it? No, the bandit
Handkerchief?
bandana under the fucking dresser, but then later on it's on the dead dog.
Yeah, and then it's also covered in blood when it discovers it, and then he gets attacked by the.
I guess. Oh no! Now I'm getting it. Those images. We literally watch We review movies 5 minutes after we watch it. But what about this? So when it does the flashbacks to the dog, the bandit dog, do you think that it's the owner abusing the dog? It might be that.
The uncle?
The grandpa?
Yeah,
Or his grandpa? Oh,
Yeah,
I
he
don't
abused the dog in the sense that he left the dog in the cellar, or he left the dog behind door, because you see these scratch marks at this one door, and so you think, oh, there's something.
That's
in
where the dog
basement.
starved to death or died of dehydration because it got locked in there trying to, in theory, save its owner.
Right.
So, I mean, I don't know if it was abused or not. I don't think we got a whole lot of hints that he was abused.
Yeah, it seemed like the grandpa was happy with the dog. The other,
He
the
had
whole
pictures
time
of 'em
But
everywhere.
But didn't they say that he had multiple dogs on the property or something like that at one point?
Yeah, I think that they were hinting towards because then they immediately show the hunter who's killing foxes. Like, I trap foxes, and I've got snares and traps all over the place. And I thought they were setting up that guy's potentially evil.
So what? And they do a lot of red herrings. What about the eyes? The
fox
fox
and stuff.
Eyes, yeah.
Was that a red herring too? Because one point the dog is with the owner in the forest, and the dog looks into this tree trunk, and there's a bunch of dead bones in there, and he kind of looks in there, and the eyes appear. And so you're like, oh, that's the monster and the entity. But I think by the end of the film, you realize, no,
just a
that's
fox.
just a random fox.
Yeah.
And then later on, the
retention.
guy's looking, I think the dog is looking out the window, and the fox appears with the glowing eyes, and you're like, oh, shit, it's the entity. But no, then the fox kind of just looks around. So what the fuck was the fox? Just a fox?
Just a fox.
Okay.
Just retention.
Just a fox.
You can't say fox any more times. You're going to get flagged on
What the
YouTube.
fox?
Yeah.
Oh, shit, that's right.
Fox limit exceeded.
Yeah, I don't know. Just the point I want to make, if it's a fucking phantasmagoric, if it's a fucking supernatural thriller, if it's a made-up story, then give me a made-up good fucking feeling ending. Not, oh, your owner sucks and he dies, but the last thing is you're a good dog, you need to live on and go on. There's nothing you can do for me. I want the dog to be able to do something for me.
Yeah. For that, I wasn't satisfied with the ending. If it had been a monster movie, like a true monster movie, then I definitely wasn't satisfying with how it ended. So
I think that's pretty much it.
everyone's so soft on horror everything, though. Like, horror games, everyone always gives it, like, a bunch of bonus points. Horror movies always make way too much fucking money, and people rate
They
them
do.
super highly. So it's
This
like,
fucking
The Conjuring was not very good. That Imaginary movie was fucking terrible. The pool one was terrible as well.
yeah.
This film deserved a happy ending because if you look, all the footage is real. He even has footage of adopting that dog from a little puppy. and I the same puppy. That's a puppy there, and it's the same dog in the film. It's like, wow, that's like it is a fucking piece of history for him and his family and his life, and it's a fucking great achievement. But I don't like the idea that it's like, well, if you have cancer, you're fucked. You're gonna die. Your cancer. At one point, his cancer. He conquers his cancer for a little bit. Then his cancer comes back.
But he refuses to
He
seek out
refused to go
treatment,
back, yeah.
and so there is a scene where he goes
For a test.
He goes back and he's like, I want to get into this trial. And they're like, we can't because you refused to come back at an appropriate period of time. And he didn't want to help. And
It's
so,
too far gone.
Yeah, and he goes, fuck! And he's like, did you want it? And then the dog looks up and he turns into the monster for half a second. So
Yeah.
that's what it is.
Yeah.
I don't know if he killed himself. Maybe it was just the medication that he was taking for his condition. Or it could be that, he used that. the
Yeah,
pills
usually
to
when they put a
actually-
scene where like the bottles are open, pills is like.
And then the sister showed up the very next day. Hopefully, I'd like to think that he's like, hey, come take care of the dog, knowing that he puts the dog outside, gives it a bunch of food, and was just like, hey, I'm going to go inside and do some shit.
So is it a fucking adult story and a story that happens? Yeah. And is it the allegory there? Yeah.
Yes.
And is it shot well? I guess. But I'm still. All right. What do you think? Put it in the comments down below. You probably didn't see it. Nobody was in the theater there was two other people. You can tell that they were dog lovers. You know what I mean? When I walked in, the girl by herself, she nodded. I nodded. It's like, oh, we're all dog lovers here, right? Who would go and see a film where the dog is the main character? I was expecting no talking, by the way. And they do film it in certain ways where, like, the owner's in
don't see the
shadow a
faces.
lot, or the camera's lower, and you don't really get to see it. I thought they'd keep that up the whole film. They don't. They do show faces at certain points, but this was definitely a dog perspective film. Doggone it, and I wanted it to be a little better, a little more satisfying, and have a good happy ending. And it's like, Joe, why would you rate a movie just because it didn't go the way you wanted or didn't have a happy ending? It's like, well, this is the one time I'm fucking doing it. Get the fuck out of here. This is my show. All right. And we already explained why we think the themes don't.
Even if that's exactly what it is, then we have all these weird scenes that are just thrown in as red herrings, and those red herrings were more interesting than the story we got.
Yes. All right. Well, thank y'all so much. So, good boy, you can wait till that shit is on Shudder,
Or just not.
Yeah.
Just don't.
or just not. And
Watch Homeward Bound.
Yeah, I don't
Air
know.
Bud.
Don't know about the
No.
smashing machine, so I can't fucking tell you about that. But I hear that one battle after another is good. You can see that. But all right, well, thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you on the next Angry Joe show. Bye, guys.